Yesterday we saw the Lord explained to Arjuna, Partha naiveha namutra vinasastasya vidyate nahi kalyana kriti kaschid durgatim tata gacchati. When Arjuna had some doubt, having coming to this path and not attaining the highest goal, one who gives up this body and he has not attained the goal, what happens to him? Will he perish? Will he give up the path and go to something else? Or is there any continuation? Or is there any hope for him in future? What happens to him? So Lord Krishna gave assurance nothing will happen to him. He says, Partha naiveha namutra vinasastasya vidyate. O Arjuna, neither in this world nor in the next world is there destruction for him. None verily who does good, O my son, out of love he says, O my son, ever comes to grief one who does something good. What to speak of good or bad? Whatever, every action will have reaction. So if this is the law of nature, then how can we expect who has attained to this path and who is striving hard to get something, how can he be destroyed? Nothing is destroyed practically here. Whatever is there, everything is available everywhere, in all conditions, at all time, by all means. This is the natural law. Nothing is lost here. So, there is no question of destruction. Don't be hopeless. He who has not succeeded in attaining to perfection in yoga in this birth will not be destroyed in this world or in the next world. Surely he will not take a birth lower than the present one. What will he attain then? This is described in the following slokas. What will happen to him? We shall see further. What is the meaning of this world and next world? How many worlds are there?
14.
Pardon?
14.
14 worlds. So one has to go all to all these 14 worlds. Some say 3 worlds are there. How many worlds?
7 up, 7 down.
Let it be. So will he go up or down? So all these questions. 15. Yes, 15. How it is? Anyway, basically we can understand this world means the gross world where we are in the relative world of gross transactions, something, some relationship, some giving and taking, all these in this gross world. And some worlds are there which are called subtler world, which is not visualized by our physical bodies and we don't know much about it. As human beings or gross beings of the earth level, gross level. So some subtler worlds are there. Worlds means some realms of existence, that's all. World means. And this is gross world, gross existence, and some subtle existences are there. So the whole world is nothing but the subtle becomes gross. This is how we know five elements, basic elements. The subtlemost is the sky, which we cannot have any particular definite ideas about it. Something we understand about the sky, because it is subtlemost, where our mind also doesn't work properly. So, the sky is the subtlemost, and when that subtle element, basic element becomes slowly grosser and grosser, then all these five elements we see. Grosser than the sky is wind, which is not visible to the gross eyes, yet we can feel it, we can touch it. So, grosser than the wind is fire, which will have some form, which can be seen by gross eyes, and then still grosser is water, and still more is earth. In this way, the creation is nothing but subtle most becomes the gross most. Anuraniyan mahato mahiyan. The subtler than the subtlemost becomes the grosser than the gross most. So this is called the world process. So in this way, life here means gross life, and the world hereafter means the subtler worlds. Let there be any number, and those subtler worlds one has to travel according to the karmas. Karmas are also seen in the same form. Some gross karmas we know, and its reaction here and now. We get the reaction, we understand it. If I abuse you, you will not keep it in mind without expressing it. For reaction after long time in subtler worlds. No, it will be here and now, the reaction we see here. So in this way, some subtle actions, some gross actions will have gross reactions, and subtle actions will have subtle reactions. If I think ill of you, you will be forced to think bad of me. That is the law of nature. So it works in the subtler realms. Even here and hereafter means all the worlds are here only. Just as one reflection holds innumerable reflections within it. Similarly, all the worlds are here only. There is no hereafter. Hereafter means in a subtler and subtlemost realms, that's all. And that is how we say hereafter. You see, the subtler is the sky, subtlemost is the sky. So sky is all pervading. So it is all pervading means we see up only, not down. And similarly the wind also, it is all pervading. And fire element also is present everywhere, the heat and cold, everything. In this way, all these are here and now. There is nothing hereafter. Hereafter means in the subtle realms. That's all. So there is some saying, your heaven and hell are here only. Here means, of course, not in gross form. Here means in subtle form, which is not visualized by gross eyes or gross body senses, gross senses. So it is called hereafter. When the grossness is overcome, then all the subtler realms come. So it is hereafter. In this sense, when the gross is overcome, gone across, then the subtler realms will appear. So it is hereafter.
So should we understand in relatively, the subtlest element, that is Akasha, is also influenced by gunas?
Of course, that is another angle of vision. And we should not forget the whole innumerable universes, they are present in one subtlemost dot. Anuranyan, don't forget it. So there is nothing, something outside and something above or something below. All these are only ideas to have something, some kind of understanding by our gross mind. That's all. Nothing is here or nothing is hereafter. Everything is within one another. Within one another. That we see very vividly in the stories of Yoga Vasishtha, Leela Upakhyan and Bhargav Upakhyan, and in many other stories, how these different worlds are visualized here at one place and at one time different times, and one place different space is visualized. Gross holds all these subtle and subtler and subtlemost realms, and subtle worlds also hold the gross within it. So intermingled. That's how all these complications. Mind cannot hold all these clearly. So some ideas we have some ideas like some worlds here on the earth plane and some heavens are above somewhere. All these are only some illusory, some imaginations only. That's all. Everything is here and now. There is no time, there is no space, there is no differences. Everything is whole in one atom. Can we hold this idea steadily, because we are always extrovert. So we have to have all these ideas. Some worlds are above, some worlds are below. All these are imaginary assumptions to console the mind to settle down for some time. That's all. You don't know how the scriptures, they spread the network to hold your mind, your understanding, and catch you. All these are network of sound, words, and we have to accept it. Don't think it is useless, or else our mind will not settle down in one center. We have to accept it for some time, not for all the time. When mind goes to depth of it, and somehow it gets some contact with the center, once, then it will not have the tendency of extrovertness, and it will not run away from the center, somehow or other. So all these networks, just as the hunters spread the net in the jungle and they hide themselves somewhere behind, and they chase the animals in a circle somewhere with the sound and drums and all those fire and everything. So they will be collected in one direction and they will fall into the net. That is how the network of words work. So anyhow, we need not understand all these. We have to accept blindly. Don't argue over this. There is no end to argument. Network of words, sound. We are within the net. So now we have understood something about the world here and hereafter. Okay? As you think it appears like that to you, it is your problem. So in next verses we shall see. प्राप्य पुण्यकृताम लोकान उषित्वा शाश्वती समाह शुचीनाम श्रीमताम गेहे योगभ्रष्टो अभिजायते. We have to see it from both angles, from our gross angles and from subtle angles. Prapya punyakritam lokan. What is this punyakritan lokan? Having attained to the worlds of the righteous and having dwelt there for everlasting years. He who fell from yoga is reborn in a house of the pure and wealthy. All these wordings, Srimatam, Suchinam Gehe, all these wordings are very complicated. Yoga Bhrashta, one who has fallen from the path of yoga, that is, one who was not able to attain perfection in yoga, or one who climbed a certain height on the ladder of yoga but fell down, on account of lack of dispassion or slackness in the practice, by becoming a victim to Maya or his turbulent senses. Maya or his own turbulent senses. You see, we have discussed so much about the outgoing tendency of the senses beforehand. And Maya also, we have seen Maya, the delusive power. This Maya word is achintya rupa charite. Nobody, it is beyond our imagination, what is called Maya. And literally Maya is which is not there. So absence is called Maya. So absence will have so much confusion. We always discuss about a person who is absent in your family. He was present, but now he is absent. Somehow he is missing. So what will happen to you? Go on searching for it. Is there any certainty where he will be found? So go on searching for him wherever, however, whenever you can. There is no certainty of his presence. This is how, when the presence is unseen, the absence plays havoc. And this is called illusory power. The absence plays havoc. Presence is simple. It has got no complications. And it is ever clear. There is no doubt on the presence. But the absence creates all this nonsense. Where he will be? Has he been lost in the marketplace? Or he is kidnapped by someone? Or he has made some accident? Or he has run away from the house? What has happened to him? Is there any end to all these thoughts? Can you count? This is called Maya. Absence plays havoc, plays all the roles. There is no end to it. Till, of course, there is an end when the existence or the presence is found. It vanishes in no time. It was not there, and it is not there now. It will not be there anymore. Just as when you lit the candle, where has the darkness gone? It was not there. Only absence of the light was called darkness, and due to darkness, in the darkness you can, when you try to find something which is invisible to you, in the darkness you may catch anything and everything in the room. So this is called Maya, and by this power of Maya, maybe the person in the yogic life, he has been bewildered, he has been misled from the path, and he has fallen down from the height of yoga practice. He has lost his aim and object now. And also there is possibility of the senses. They are always outgoing, they have always outgoing tendency. they cannot keep quiet because prana is behind it, mind is behind it, and they cannot keep quiet. Nahi kaschid kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit. Even for a moment, nobody can keep quiet without doing any action. So the senses are this way, very turbulent, they cannot keep quiet. So they will have the tendency to have contact with the particular objects of them. So every now and then there will be complications and you see actions over actions, reactions over actions, everything will be going on. So in this way he may be bewildered and he must have lost the path. So somehow or other there will be some cause. Suppose you are climbing the mountain and just you are about to reach the peak and by suddenly you fall down. What will be the reason? So many reasons, not one. Maybe due to cold storm, you could not resist it, you have to come down. When the mountaineers try to reach Everest, how many die in the path? How many are vanished? Nobody knows where they have gone. And some came down without reaching the peak. So many things happen. Climatical conditions, your strength, and other geographical conditions. So many reasons are there of failure. So somehow or other he has fallen down. Some pebbles unfixed pebbles, if you step on it, you are gone. The height becomes the ditch. So, in this way, somehow, if one has been derailed from the track of yoga, having attained to the worlds of the righteous and having dwelt there for everlasting years, who fell from the yoga is reborn in a house of the pure and wealthy. He has fallen down. Yes.
Lived there for eternal.
We are coming. We are coming. Have patience. Worlds of the righteous. We have seen different state of the existence of the different worlds. Subtle, subtler, subtlemost, indifferent. There is no, we cannot calculate anything about it. Just I gave always the example of dawn or evening. How much quantity, how much visibility you get, can you measure exactly when the darkness vanishes and light enters in the dawn? How slowly we see the sunrise after 2-3 hours. Dawn is not a moment, it is a slow process. How much visibility you have and how much invisibility you have lost, who can count it? Where is the measurement? Similarly, in the evening also, when the light vanishes and darkness appears, similarly, these different worlds gross becomes subtle, subtler, subtler, still subtler, still subtler, still subtler. There is no end to it. And our actions have also, of course, reactions. But what kind of action you have, so that reaction will be exactly opposite to it. Actions, nobody can exactly measure what kind of action you have done. See, for example, somebody has come unknown, all of a sudden he has come here. Swamiji, we have no place outside, we want to stay here. Some incident. I didn't care. I said, talk to someone. Or I called them, sat, made them sit before me. Yes, where from you have come? How could you not get some places? Did you not try it before? When you came here, you must have informed us. Anyhow, you have come, let us see. Let us try something for you. Kindly, politely, with love and some kind of efficacy, I can talk to them. And somehow they have taken some shelter here. And while going, we may treat roughly with them. We may talk so lovingly and with respect and everything. So in these actions, our behavior, how many changes are there, how many difference is there? So one incident cannot be judged exactly how you have behaved and what will be the reaction. So every action has reaction, no doubt in it. But who knows what is the measure of your action? How do you measure it? So, in one word we can say nobody knows the wage of action and reaction. Lord Krishna himself said, what is that? Forgotten? Gahana karmana gati. Nobody knows what is the way of actions. Gahana karmana gati. Even the controller of the nature cannot exactly say what will happen. Everything happen automatically. Some क्या कहते हैं हमारा वो जो इलेक्ट्रिक प्रोसेस क्या ऑटोमेटिक प्रोसेस क्या करते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली सब something they have. Everything goes by automatic process.
Automation. AI.
Electronic. It is arranged in such way, everything will go on automatically. You have to worry for nothing. So, nature is such a process, automatic process. Even the controller of the nature cannot decisively say what will happen, when and how. Gahana karmana gati. Mysterious is the wage of action and reaction theory. This is called nature. So in this way, Having enjoyed the worlds of righteous, we do some good actions and some bad actions. Every action will have twofold aspects. One will be good, other side will be bad. Nothing is absolutely good, nothing is absolutely bad. And this is how there is degrees. And these degrees of goodness and badness nobody knows. Because action we have seen, it is so mysterious how we behave. Every moment everything changes. And then also, what is called good, what is called bad? Huh? So we have some ideas. Somehow we accept this idea for some time. You see, whatever helps us in our attainment of the goal, that we can call as good. And whatever is disturbing in our path, they will be bad. That's all. This can be accepted by everyone. So in this way, good and bad, and having done some good works here means in gross world, in gross body, when the time of reaction starts, then maybe this body, gross body is lost. So he has lost this gross plane, earthly plane. Now he enters into the subtler worlds, and the reactions will start according to the nature and qualities of the actions. So in what way they will work, nobody knows. So this much we can say, in the subtler worlds, good things will have good reactions, that they somehow or other, in a subtle manner, they enjoy something, and they call it enjoyment of the heaven. Call it as you like, heaven or some other lokas also. They say Vishnu lok or Vaikuntha or Satya lok or Rudra lok or Indra lok, Chandra lok, Surya lok, or how many terms they use as they like. They use some terms for it. To have some idea, nothing is clear. Nothing is clear.
So should we understand relatively all these worlds are influenced by Maya also?
All these are Maya only, nothing else. As long as your mind works, your understanding is going on. Whether you understand, what do you understand, nobody knows. But it is under the clutches of Maya. Your mind is called Maya. Is it too much for you? You are the personification of Maya. So how much, what much I can say? Oh, oh. So in this way, the worlds of the righteous, in subtler form, they enjoy something mentally or in the subtle ways. That means we have some ideas according to the sayings of our scriptures, whatever the great seers have experienced and expressed. You see, there are some different bodies gross body is known as the body of food or annamaya kosh, and then comes the pranamaya, subtler than this gross body, and manomaya kosh, they are subtler than each other, and in this way the subtlemost is called Anandamaya kosh, where nothing is to be understood, only experience. And that is the subtlemost, the innermost. And in this way, the bodies are also gross body, physical body, and the subtle body. Subtle body is constituted by subtler parts of the gross elements, so that is also called the carrying body, Ativahik Sarir, the carrying body who carries all these impressions or memories from one plane to the other plane. That is called carrying body. Or that same thing is differently named as eightfold body, uh, uh, Puriyashtak, Puriyashtak. In different ways it is seen and explained, and it is accepted as per its qualities and composition. So in this we can have some ideas of the subtle body. Some ideas, unless you give up the complete attachment and identifying with the gross body, complete, you cannot understand what is subtle body. And somehow some ideas we can have. And subtler than the subtle body is causal body. That also is beyond our understanding. Causal body means the presence does everything, not the reality. For example, we always see the government is there in every country. Have you seen the government? By your gross eyes. But everybody knows it. What is the form of your government? It is only a kind of presence, a total presence of the whole country in a way, most subtle way. It is present everywhere in the country, all pervading. Yet nobody knows what is government, and everybody is afraid of it. And because of its fear, everybody is engaged in their duties. This is how the whole world works, out of the fear of the presence of the absolute truth. Nobody knows what is the truth. But it is. Nobody can deny it. This is how the presence does everything, but not the reality. And still grosser example, once our Indira Gandhi wanted to come to Uttarakanchi when she was the Prime Minister. And for one night stay, there was built a beautiful log cabin for her, and with all the facilities present in that log cabin. And all over there were securities and every sort of arrangements, all the comforts, the electricity, water facility and security and passage to go there and to look around, everything. Everything. for one night only, and crores of rupees are spent, and alas, she didn't stay overnight here. She came, of course. So this is how her presence, supposed presence, does the work. So this is called causal body. Now have some ideas of causal body. Nobody knows what it is. But yet it is there. Because of it only everything goes on in perfect harmonized process. Nothing can go wrong because the government is there. So this is how the presence of the Absolute does all the works in the Maya world. Yes, because He is there.
There is something called as time which we don't see, but we have to follow.
We have to accept it. Tasya bhayat. Because of his fear. Bhaya binu preeti na ho to gosai. Without fear, there is no love. You love each other because of fear only. Something wrong may happen. That fear is due to dualistic ideas. Dvaitat bhayam bhavati. When there is two, there is fear. When there is absolute one, no fear. Who will fear whom? So in this way, enjoying in the righteous world or righteous realms, means he will enjoy some kind of happiness in the subtler body and in the subtler realms somehow. And then how long? For eternity, for pretty long time. That is called Saswati Sama. That is everlasting years. It is not everlasting, it is not infinite. It is just exaggerative or flowery language, poetical language. For pretty long time. Nobody has any definitions or demarcations of the time of it. So he, after enjoying that, then what happens? Then again he has to take the gross form. That is called the other world or gross world hereafter. So in between there will be a subtler realm, and then again he has to come to the grosser field. And in that grosser field, the gross body will be there, just as new instruments for a farmer or a gardener or some worker in the roadside, new instruments. So for new instruments you have to collect some ingredients. So that is also from this gross world and subtler world together, and a new body will be formed. Body means some aggregation, some accumulation of something. That is called body. The trust body, the government body, governing body. Body means a group of individuals who work together. That is called body. Don't think this is only flesh and bone body. Anything as a group is known as body. So something will be collected from gross and subtle both, and a body will be created as an instrument further to be activated. So how that body will be formed? He who fell from yoga is reborn in the house of the pure and wealthy. In what conditions he will be placed, so that he will be encouraged higher and higher, further and further, because he has done some good things before. So that those actions will take care. Just as yesterday I gave the example of a student who has left the school because of some unavoidable situations, and again after some time he again wants to readmitted in the school. So he will continue from the next class. He will not be admitted in lower classes. So all the facilities will be given to him. In that way, this next life will be facilitated with all the needfuls because of his past actions. And tomorrow we shall see, it is too much now. It is very interesting, and how these past actions they act, that also we shall see very clearly. How do they act? Grossly we shall see. There is no end to its details. Nobody can give you 100% details. Tomorrow we shall say, Yoga Bhrashta, of course we have seen. The righteous we have understood a little. Everlasting years, a pretty long time. And the pure. And why? How? What kind of pure family it will be? And he says, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe. The family will be pure and wealthy also. Why the wealth is required and why that purity is required? In what way it will help him to go further? We shall see in some details tomorrow. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai. Krishna Bhagavan ki jai. Gita Mata ki jai.